And we are back here, and we are so happy to have Victoria McEachern with us. She is one of the producers of that trailer you just saw. Just looks like a great film.
Certainly does.
And we get a little bit of a taste of Father Flanagan there, Victoria. Thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, it's so good to be with you.
Maybe just if you could tell us a little bit about what you found most interesting about Father Flanagan and his story about creating this boys' town.
Father Flanagan, as you said, part of this big Hollywood movie in 1938. Spencer Tracy won an Oscar for it. And so he is really well known in his day. And for me, in making the film, the parts that really stood out with the lives of many saints, as he might be, as his cause is open, is the quieter moments. The quieter moments, there's a really profound moment in the film where Deacon Omar Gutierrez tells this story of Father Flanagan after a daily mass, just privately with the servers who had served at mass, and one of them hadn't felt like he could receive communion. And Father Flanagan, he would always give them a blessing before they went on their day, and he said, "Dear, don't you know there's so much here to help you become a saint?" And for me, it's Father Flanagan, he was a friend to CEOs and presidents and movie stars, and also he knew every one of those boys by names. And it's those quieter moments that really stuck with me.
That's great.
Victoria, I'm sure you've come to, in a sense, know Father Flanagan much more through working on this film. What was the inspiration for him to work so effectively with the disadvantaged?
It came from his experience working with men in Omaha. The Working Man's Hotel was the original that Father Flanagan founded, and he was working with men. And over time, he came to realize that many, if not all of them, had had quite difficult childhoods. And he thought to himself, if these boys, if I could have met them earlier and helped provide an environment in which they could thrive, then perhaps they wouldn't be in this situation. And so that was a real inspiration for him. But ultimately, with Father Flanagan, all of it came back to prayer. He was very devoted to prayer and to the Lord, and all of it came from his relationship with God.
Just talk about, if you could, Victoria, how this kind of developed and maybe at this point in time, why this came together to bring back the story of Father Flanagan in Boys Town, and maybe sort of how that came all about.
It came about as the cause for canonization did with the local faithful in Omaha. And so, as many causes do, very grassroots and a huge community of devotion to him there. And so as the cause was opened about a decade ago, they knew, of course, that there was much more to the story than the Hollywood film. And so they eventually came in contact with us, and we started talking about the possibilities of a feature-length documentary to tell some of the stories of Father Flanagan's life, and started digging into it and calling people all over the world and hearing their stories about Father Flanagan.
Victoria, the movie focuses a bit on Father Flanagan's work to rescue Japanese Americans who were in internment camps. Is there something about this that a lot of people don't know? I don't want to spoil the movie, but can you unpack that a little bit for us?
Certainly. So we spoke with Winky Takahashi Forney. She's a Japanese American woman, and she lives in California. And as a 6-year-old, and this will spoil a bit, but that's okay. So she, as a 6-year-old, she talks about sitting on the curb outside of her house as it was emptied of possessions. And they took what their family belonged, and then their family was sent to an internment camp. And it was really hard for her. It was a completely different life than she'd ever known, and really, really difficult. And so for that, some people may have heard that story about how Father Flanagan was able to secure the release for some of them, and invite them to come and live in Boys Town. And that's the big story. And the small story is for Winky. This was so long ago, and she still remembers, and she still talks about how Father Flanagan took time out of his very busy schedule to find out when they would arrive in Boys Town. And he met them there personally, and he brought a big old bag of candy, because he knew that would make a difference to the kids. And it's just his thoughtfulness and intentionality is so clear there.
And another thing, too, that I've never heard of as well, maybe if you could talk about President Truman, I understand, calling Father Flanagan to help with post-World War II peace missions?
That's right, yes. So during the war, Father Flanagan, he was just brilliant in seeing the person in front of him and the need there, and also looking forward to and anticipating the needs that were on the horizon. And so as the war developed, he could see that there would be orphan children all over the world and they would need care. And so he wrote to the president and just humbly offered his services. He was one of the top child welfare experts in the world at that point, and certainly the United States. And so it took a little while, but when the war ended, the president wrote him back and said, Father Flanagan, I'd like to take you up on your offer. I'm paraphrasing, of course, and so Father Flanagan accompanied General MacArthur to Japan, to Austria, to Germany, all over.
Wow.
And his document and his report was the foundation for how the United States cared for war orphans all over the world.
That's great.
And you were the producer of the film. So what was that like? Has it changed you at all?
Of course, I think that anytime we encounter somebody like Father Flanagan, I hope I will always be changed by somebody like him. And you're right, I've gotten to know him, I feel, quite closely over the last 3 years. We spent a lot of time in the archives. There's a huge library on every detail of his life. And so for me, it's getting to know him and getting to know him through people who have really, really personal stories about him all over the world. So, being in Berlin and speaking to a museum curator and him explaining to me that there's a Flanagan Street down the road because of his influence and his prominence, those moments, or with Winky talking about how Father Flanagan changed her life.
And this is the very important part, Victoria. How can people see the movie Heart of a Servant, the story of Father Flanagan? How long will it be in theaters?
Yes, so it's in theaters on October 8th,
Okay.
and people can get their tickets through Fathom Events. The website is fatherflanaganfilm.com.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for being with us. We
Yeah,
really
thank you.
appreciate it. Yeah, finding out more about Father, just getting a little taste of it has piqued my
Thank you very
interest
much.
too. Yeah,
October 8th.
October 8th. Check it out. Thanks so much, Victoria.